Hey YouTube, Dustin Rider here with my review of the deluxe Tatagami LiOh from Tokume Sentai Go Busters and probably the upcoming Power Rangers Beastmasters next year. Of all my Beast Morphers, I always do that. Anyway, of all of the Go Busters sort of second look reviews I've been doing and will be doing, this is one of the two items that are actually new reviews that I've never covered before. I actually did not get this when it came out retail. I got it sometime during Kyuger or Tokyuger, and time just kind of got away from me and I never got around to reviewing it. So yeah, first look at it. It has 3 different modes on its own, and then it has 2 different combined modes. We'll talk about that in a minute. But this is its bike mode. Of note, the only thing I'm missing from this is there's a little piece here that would usually go in his mouth that sort of gives it lasers, and then you know, later will become a like spear baton weapon for its main mecha mode. I had this displayed in its huge combined mode for so long, I don't know where I put the other thing. And it was one of those things that would delay the review for like weeks to months if I couldn't find it. So I figured since it's not vital, like it's not like I'm missing the dude's head or something. So yeah, just so you know. But anyway, this is the bike mode. It is pretty cool. It's a little bit cumbersome, but I think it's a pretty neat design. I always really like those sort of tech animal bike designs. I mean, that makes sense for the motif, but I think it's neat. The color scheme works. It mostly sort of hides or does a pretty good job of hiding what it is. Like, you know, you can tell like, oh, this is going to transform into this, and there's like, oh, there's the helmet. There's the, you know, legs for it, but that also can fit into the design since it is animal based. And I think it's an overall pretty cool looking bike, and it's neat. You can have Go Buster Ace ride it, which is pretty much its only function with this, because this basically does like what the Megazord did in MMPR Season 2 or Die Ranger, where it sort of takes the place of Red's in formations, because it can do it with Go Buster stuff and then with everything else, but Red can ride it, which I guess is also similar to Die Ranger in that respect. This piece here, which is going to be the helmet for the final form, stores on the bottom and then slash the back. I'll just put it back on when we transform it, because it has a tendency to fall off when I'm transforming it or just picking it up or whatever. This does have electronics, so right in here there's a little on-off switch. All the electronics take place in this wheel. They'll have different sounds depending on what mode you put it in. I am going to turn it off in between modes just because it gets annoying if it accidentally spins when I'm doing something, but let's do it. Go ahead and do it now. There we go, so spin. So you get the picture there. That's pretty much it. Just a bunch of you know, engine and laser noises. Again, lasers! Okay, so now here we have our buddy Go Buster Ace. I didn't even temper that buddy thing. But basically you're just gonna slide him on here, and the little peg hole is right here, and there's a little tiny plug right back there. So snap them in, and you can fold in the feet on the bottom if you want temporarily. It might make it a smidge easier, but it's not really that difficult. You snap them on there, and then you can sort of, since his arms have articulation, and these can move around a little bit too because of transformation, you can get them snug on there. And there you go. That's actually really cool. I like that quite a bit because I love Go Buster Ace. I think the bike looks cool. I think this is a really neat way to display it, and I like that Go Buster Ace got something to do with this guy, since everyone else gets to work with him, and he's like, guys, I want to work with this guy. He said everyone says he's really cool to work with. And I'm like, all right, we'll give you a cool bike mode. So yeah, that's really neat. I dig that. And it's also kind of neat, like if you just want these two, it gives you something to do with it. Okay, but yeah, now he's going to go, ow, away, that pitched my fingies. Okay, now, animal mode, very, very simple. So I'm going to take this bit out, and we are going to briefly set it aside, and we're going to take the wheel out, because it's going to become an animal, a mammal. And then it's honestly pretty straightforward. Just fold these legs out and down, like that. And then these around. Sometimes I accidentally pop off these thrusters, so be careful. And then like the little laser thing would go back like in a tail-esque way. Alright, now this is actually going to fold out into a mane, which is kind of neat. And it's going to snap right on here. And it has a very specific plug. Like it's just almost like the shape of Superman's symbol that works for basically all the ports. So it's one where you do have to line it up properly. It's not just a regular port that will go anywhere. But yeah, there you go. Lion mode, that's basically it. Again, this will store somewhere if it doesn't want to fall off. But that's pretty cool. It's not my favorite Lion mode, and I like to just take these out of the way. Just because I can't remember, I think the instructions has them up, but just in a Lion mode, why do you need handles? I guess if you want to ride the Lion, because you could still do that. But yeah, it's not one of my absolute favorite Lion mecha designs or animal-based mecha designs. Not even one of my favorites amongst Go Busters animal ones. But I do appreciate how simple and easy it is to transform. Kind of like a lot of the Go Busters ones, I think they're nice just to, you know, if you're just sitting there wanting to mess around with a transforming toy. It's just fun and simple to transform. Not quite as like clever, but still. And it's pretty neat in that respect, and I think it does a good job of being a pretty simple transformation, but also distinct enough where it looks like a separate mode, even though all it really boils down to is just switching this out and popping its legs out. Okay, now let's go ahead and turn this on yet again. See if I can't get my fingernails under here. There we go. So now the noises for this mode. Nope. Alright, and that's pretty much it. I'm going to go ahead, since we're going to need this bit, take this off and turn it off so it doesn't get annoying in our face. Okay, so yeah, we will set that aside. Alright, this bit here now, you're going to want to, like, lift it up from where it's pegged in, and then do this, and shkabiff, and then it's going to slide down here, and there's a little peg hole down there it snaps into. Very, very simple. We're going to fold these back in, and then back here, we are going to fold these in, like that. And then back here is the feet for the mecha. Just slide them out. And then right here are these little levers you pull when you want to slide it back in, because they do lock in place. And then separate these so they become more leg-like. And then, let's get a stand right, and then I'll sort of just fold these out of the way, like that. Okay. And then up here, you're going to fold these down and fold these down with them, snap them on. And then you're going to sort of like spin these around so that they face that way. And then, whoops. The way to tell with this one is they have the logo on there, which is nice. So you know which way to spin it. It's just kind of like you're working with the spinning of this and the inner arm. But yeah, and you'll be able to see like how the hands situate so it looks right. And then this bit here, you just snap onto the side kind of like a shield. And there we go. And then on the back, this is where the little helmet mask stores. Just face it this way. And that's where it always stores, like no matter what mode. It doesn't need to move. It just, when I'm transforming it or just moving it in bike mode, it always had a tendency to come off. And then, you know, if you had it, the spear thing would go right there. But yeah, there you have Tatagami LiOh's Mecha mode. It looks pretty cool. I really dig it. It's one of those where it kind of obviously looks a little bit better in the show. That's just kind of how it goes. But it still looks pretty cool. It's a little bit sleek. It's one of the sleeker big mecha of the year. I mean, because this was the quote-unquote big mecha of the year where it has electronics. It's a little bit bigger than your average one. It facilitates usually the larger, again, quote-unquote final formation. So there's that. Now let's turn the electronics on for this.
System all green. Mission start. Go! It's time for Buster!
Is it though? Apparently it is, because Beast Morpehrs. Yeah, and that's pretty much it. I'm gonna be honest, I'm not a fan of that voice. I much prefer the regular, like, original recipe Go Busters Morpher voice and stuff. I thought it had a lot cooler voice. That one kind of sounds like an annoying cartoon character with a sinus infection. And just so we have him in here, here's the size look between him and Buster Ace. You know, so he's quite a bit taller. Obviously, this isn't the standard mecha, but it's, you know, there's that. But yeah, overall, I really do dig this guy. I think he's pretty cool. I like all of his designs pretty much. Like I said, the lion's not my favorite, but I still think it's pretty cool. I think my favorite is probably this. I think it's a neat little mecha, and I like the bike mode, both in its design and its functionality with Buster Ace for like a cool sort of mech riding mech formation. So I think it's pretty neat. As for the combined modes, I'm going to do a separate shorter video for that, just like I did with Great Go Buster, and it should be going up on the same day, and it'll be linked to this. I just wanted to keep the videos a little more concise. But yeah, overall, if you're into this and you can find a good price for it, I can recommend checking it out. I don't think it's my absolute favorite of the Go Buster line, but if you really like the design and you want to make like the everything formation, then I can recommend checking it out. Just make sure you find a good price, because this is one of those where the shipping will be a little bit pricey. Anyway, that's about it. Until next time, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. Dawson Rider, signing out.